Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we had Jill McKenna on the pod. We first started off with some would you rather questions. We then moved on to questions from me, and then we finished with questions from the people. Before I hit the intro, I have two things for you guys. So, unfortunately, I am re recording the intro right now because as I'm going through and editing, I realized that on my end, the audio starts to echo a little bit about an hour ish into the pod. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it at this point in time, so I do apologize. And the second thing, I want to give a massive shout out to Kim and the Rushdown podcast. I don't know if you guys have heard or if you guys have seen, but unfortunately, Kim is retiring from podcasting. Kim, you have given the community so much time and effort and free content, and so much hard work has gone into all your episodes, and you've had some amazing guests and some amazing episodes. I feel like all your episodes are amazing, but I just really want to give you your flowers, and I know I can speak for the rest of the community when I say thank you. We appreciate you. That is it. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah. Going on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame here in sicko mode. This is here with all the ice on in the booth.
Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we got Jill McKenna on the pod. Jill, how we doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having me here, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Of course. You were on my list of guests. You got announced on the practice squad, and I said, I need to have Jill on now.
Wow, that's truly an honor. When I got that DM, I was like, damn, I'm honored. Me? Just me? I'm just a girl from Philly here.
The Jill McKenna. Got her on the pod finally.
I don't do these often, so
yeah. Well,
taught me had a good time.
I'm excited that people are going to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, let's do it.
So how is your day going?
Day's well. I mean, worked all day. I cooked myself some dinner. Been hanging out. I got the Flyers game on over in the corner over, go Flyers. It's playoffs, pretty big game. They were up 3-0 and now like in the series, now it's 3-2. So we're just hoping for a win here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So the city is wild.
Flyered up?
Flyered up, sure. go Birds, go Phils. Well, Phils,
fighting Phils.
They're not doing too hot. They could be doing better. Let's just say that. But the Flyers, we're excited for them. We hope they win tonight. I don't want to see them go back to Pittsburgh. It's like a PA rivalry here. So that's always the worst to see when states have to battle at it just because different cities exist in the states. I mean, you see it even with like your New York shirt there, New York Yankees versus Mets and all these stuff there, Jets versus Giants, I grew up with that too. So
a bunch of sad teams other than the Knicks.
Well, that's New York sports fans. That's where I actually grew up a Jets fan because I grew up in North Jersey. But once I moved to Philly, it was very easy to bail on that.
Very easy. I love going to Philly. I love walking into Wawa. I love wearing like a Phillies hoodie and someone saying "Go Birds" because you don't get that in Connecticut.
Do you get a lot in Connecticut?
No. Sometimes I will get a very random like "Go Birds" like once a month or something, and I'll break my neck to see who said it.
We love to see it. There's supporters all over. I feel like I've even gotten it on like West Coast and stuff, Bird supporters are everywhere. You never know where they're at.
They really are.
Yep.
So do you have any plans for the weekend?
So we've entered the tourist season, which I apparently have a lot of tourist friends, I guess. So we're doing some birthday celebrations this weekend. So Friday I'll be going out. Caitlin, her birthday is on Friday. So gonna go do that. Other than that, a pretty chill weekend. I tend to travel a lot on my weekends. So when I do have a moment to chill, love to take it. Love to rot in my apartment. Sometimes make some impromptu plans, low key, go with the flow.
Okay, nice. Yeah, my weekends, I try to relax a little bit and catch up on sleep, but that does not happen most of the time.
Well, I'm sure it's nice to just hang home, hang with the kid, Not,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Now he's growing up fast. He's learning a lot.
I bet.
Uh, he knows how to say ball now. He likes to throw the ball, so we can kind of play like I guess you would say fetch, kind of.
I don't know if that's what you're supposed to say about playing ball with your kid, but yeah, no, I get that. I
Yeah, it's
think that's more
nice
of a
outside
dog
now,
thing, but
so yeah, it's nice outside, so we can finally go out. So yeah, enjoying the
oh,
weather.
nice. How old is he now?
He is about a year and a half now.
Okay. Getting old fast. I feel like he was just a baby when we talked last.
Yeah, he's definitely getting his personality, which is cool. He loves talking. He's in that
Yep.
mimicking phase. He likes to dance, so he's starting to sing a little bit. So yeah, it's a fun
Yeah.
age.
So you'll start him in dodgeball real soon, right?
I was throwing the dodgeball at him earlier today.
All right, good to hear. Good to hear. I mean, he's going to be there's so many kids these days, and I feel like everyone's got them already playing dodgeball. So you might be late to the game, actually.
Probably. So we've been having our Beast Coast practices on Sunday, and if we do them early, because normally we'll do them like 6 to 8, but Caden's normally in bed by then. But if we do it early, Caden and my wife will come later on at the practice, so he'll walk around and meet people and stuff. So
Oh, nice. That's awesome. And someone else will probably throw a dodgeball at him and everything else,
exactly.
as they should. That's
That's
that's I love to like play ante when the kids come around because I'm like, oh, I can throw a ball at you. Let's go. Like we have a few kids around here in Philly, like Noelle, Danica, Christine, and Frankie. And every time I'm like, can I throw a ball at your kid? I like to be that fun auntie, just play around and chuck a ball at them. Gently, of course.
Aunt Jill. All right, let's move on to some would you rather questions before we get into some dodgeball. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, we got three, all from Philly. The first one from Jackie Galang. Would you rather face Gritty in a 1v1 or take on the Fanatic and Swoop in a 2v1?
This is hard. I recently watched a clip of Gritty beating up a penguin in a 1v1. So I think I'm gonna go the 2v1 versus Fnatic and Swoop. Um Swoop obviously has some skills. Both of them have some skills with balls because they're both in baseball and basketball. Um, but I think I could take them. But if I really want to get crazy, I actually think I'll take all three and
Oh,
do a 1v3, take them all out. And then I think I'm just the winner of Philly there.
yeah, that's a great answer. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
uh, should have been ready there.
All right, next one from Marie. Would you rather have only the ability to block/catch or dodge/hit?
Mm. Well, as a lot of people know, I love blocking, but I do think I'm going to go dodge and hit. I trust my hits, and I seem to get out of the way with dodging a lot. So I feel like that one's just my stronger suit there. But that one's definitely challenging because I love to do it all. I mean, those are most of the important things right there in dodgeball. So like, there's no wrong answer in my opinion.
I do feel like the dodge/hit has to be the answer here because if you can only block/catch, then no one's gonna ever really throw at you, and you're gonna be the last one in. They're like, well, she can only block/catch, so like she can't throw at us.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like when I read that, I was like, oh, well, how do I get someone out besides catching them at that point? Uh,
Exactly,
then I got to catch and then rely on the other person to hit them out. Now I'll just hit them out myself.
exactly. More thrilling.
Yeah.
All right, and last one from Steve. Would you rather be on a team that loses a championship but you get filet mignon, or a team that wins championships?
We're gonna give a shout out to Steve here for providing my dinner tonight. So we lost in the championship last night, but I walked away with the filet mignon. So I'm gonna pick that because I got free dinner tonight. Granted, we all love to win, but we had a fun time. And who doesn't love some free steak?
Follow-up question. Did you lose to Steve?
No, 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 no. We lost to Frankie and Sam.
Wow. So Frankie was telling me about a championship where I forget if it was like 24 minutes, but he said that he dragged a game out like 18 minutes. And I was like, Frankie, that is such a Frankie thing to do.
He last night he did not do any of that, which was very nice because he is notorious for that. Literally, what I was warning my friends about, I'm like, or my teammates about, I'm like, guys, we just Frankie cannot drag out a game that's going to last the whole game, like whole match. Not happening because he is notoriously and like ungodly good at that. Why? Like he just waits for that clock to hit like 1 second, then throw, and I'm just like, you're boring. I'm about to fall asleep here. Can we play? We're here to like. I do think though the new rule set does stop Frankie from doing that a little bit more.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Like with that 3 minute then no blocking, like it's a lot harder to continue to just block, block, block. Like you have to actually make something happen a little more.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. How do you like the new rule?
I like it. I mean, like originally when I first heard it, I was like, oh, a lot more no blocking. But as we've continued to play it, I'm like, I like no blocking and I've gained an appreciation for it. Because people think I'm going to block just based on the blocker that I am. But I actually tend to get my ball out of the way, get myself out of the way. Sure, every so often I might freeze up, but that's just normal, right?
Yeah. I'm no stranger of the 3 minutes because that's how Sky Zone used to be back in the day.
Okay.
But there's no ball blocking. So if you end a game in 3 minutes and it's three players on your side of the court versus two, then you would just win the match.
Okay, that's how that worked.
So when I first heard the 3 minutes, I'm like, I like the rule because things are going to move quicker. But I do kind of wish that it was 4 minutes at first.
Mm-hmm.
But after Minnesota, I'm like, you know what? It's really not that bad. I don't mind it.
Yeah. I mean, that's been the one interesting thing. So we actually, as like with Philly Dodgeball, when we adapted the rule, we actually made it 4 minutes and we're actually playing 4 minute games and then no blocking. Just because a lot of sometimes newer players have a hard time hitting the targets. And just to make it like a little more beginner friendly in that way, we're doing 4 minutes. But I do think it's still the same outcome either way. Like like it's nice because like there's games that have gotten so boring because they just continue to drag out. And like obviously playing at the thing was a great example of like how that difference correlates just because they there were some games that like it would be like halftime and there was like two games that happened, one game. And I'm like, things drag out because people block, people dodge, people get out of the way, like, and they're not hitting or, whatever it might be. So like it's definitely to me, I like the new rule. I do.
How about cloth? Do you play cloth a lot?
I do. Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot because there's not as many opportunities to play it, but I do love some cloth. It's so goofy. So like to me, it just reminds me of that. Like, um, I wish we actually had more cloth to play. And unfortunately, this year, just with the weekends that the rounds were on, it just didn't work out in my schedule to go to the USA tournaments for cloth, which is unfortunate. Because I really do like cloth. Like I balled out at the Philly DMV cloth tournament. Had so much fun. So much fun crushing it. I played with them birds there. And we had a great time. Biggest downfall, rolled my ankle pretty hard at the last game. But
Uh-oh. At least it was the last game, I guess.
yeah, yeah. And I still went on the next weekend to play the thing. No one could tell I was injured. We were fine. We did the best. Best we could there.
What is the name of that new rule? Is it play ball or play in or play two?
Play ball. Play
Play
ball.
ball.
And so it's more about like depending how it's a conditional play, right? Like it's conditional on how many people you have on the court. And kind of like, hey, are you actually moving forward to throw the ball or are you not? I mean, I like it. I think it's good that we adapted to that because those are world's rules. So like if we want to try to that was the biggest issue I feel like with cloth is like we're not actually making our way towards worlds because they don't know how to like the rule sets are different. We're playing like a fake cloth game in a way.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay,
Oh
so
no.
take this with a grain of salt because I don't play cloth, but I do like the new rule with the play ball rule. It makes everything easier to watch, but because like I feel like beforehand you would just play cloth to not lose, I guess. Like, but now it's more aggressive, it's easier to watch, it's like more in your face.
Hmm.
Um, I do think if they just had no ball blocking, which I know is not a rules thing, but if they just had no ball blocking, it would change it, and I think it would be even more exciting to play and watch.
Yeah. I mean, I think that'd be hard just based off the ball type, but there'd be so many more catches as well, right? Because if you don't block,
Hmm.
you're probably catching. And those balls are relatively easier to catch just based off the size. I mean, I never played 8.5, but to me, I'm like, that's kind of similar to 8.5. So,
Yeah, I feel like it's a similar kind of play style because back in the day, like you're just murdering someone with you're just murdering someone who has a ball and you're throwing two balls and you're like, all right, good luck. Like you have a 8.5 inch diameter to ball. Like you'll probably ball block one, but two, you're not ball blocking. And
yeah.
those balls too, I mean, you had to have really good finger strength back in the day
Hmm.
because like you would get disarmed a lot. A lot.
I believe that. The one time I truly saw 8.5 play was one of the Sin Cities, and I was like, why do people want to play this? You might as well just go play kickball. Literally, kickball's better for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, if they never changed over to no sting and cloth and then foam, there's no chance in hell I would still be playing 8.5. I would not play dodgeball. I would move on and start playing more softball.
Do you still play softball now?
No, I had to give it up. I used to play in three leagues, then two, then one, and then I started taking dodgeball more serious like 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go all in on dodgeball, all of my time, my workouts, like literally my entire life. So
Dodgeball is life. That's what I say.
yeah, literally.
We're all addicted to it.
For sure. All right, let's get on to some questions from me.
Okay.
My first question: how did you get into dodgeball, and how long have you been playing?
So I had gotten into it because I had graduated college and I was starting work here in the city. That's Philly. And I was like, how do you make friends? What do you do with your free time? And so I started just Googling around and I like looked into essentially found like to me, I thought about it. I was like, I only ever made growing up was like through sports or through school. Well, I knew I was done with school. Wasn't doing that again. So I was like, sports. So I looked into some adult sports leagues, found some adult rec leagues here in Philly, and I signed up free agent. I played, so that was in 2019, of fall of 2019. I played like 2 seasons free agent. And then I finally had approached one of the, like, I saw there was like a core group that kept signing up and signing up and signing up as like their teams, and they were good. So I finally approached, and it's funny now because of how close I am with this person, but like I approached Sam Sayward and I was like, hey, she had subbed in on our team, and I go, hey, how do I get off a free agent team? And she's like, oh, I might know someone that like needs a girl. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, let me know. Well, what do you know? A few weeks later, right, we signed up all together, got a team, COVID hit. So right as I was about to make those friends and get into like more like not free agent dodgeball, COVID shut it down. But then, I think it was like early 2021, they started the league back up, and there a message went out like, "Hey, if anyone feels comfortable, like we're gonna put a team in." So I jumped right on it. I was back in work already. I was, in person every day. So I was like, I need something. I'm sitting home all the time. I need to meet people, need to do stuff, need to keep myself active. So I signed back up, and in 2021, then I started playing on teams and starting to meet people, and pretty much got into the that group there. So I've been playing now. I mean, seriously playing for 4 to 5 years. Technically, when I first started, it was like 6 to 7 years ago. But obviously, we all know COVID put a stop on life at that
So
time.
this was before Philly Dodgeball, right?
This was before Philly Dodgeball. So there's some rec leagues. It was PSL, Philadelphia Sports League first, and then it was Heyday Athletics. And that was all pre Philly Dodgeball era. Philly Dodgeball is about to be on their fourth year.
So you know Nar?
I've met Nar, but I did not know him prior to like any of that really.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Man, Nar and I mean, as we get older and don't live very close to each other, it's hard to keep in touch. But
Yeah.
I used to stay at Nar's. Nar used to stay at my house. Like when I first bought my house, Nar lived with me for I think a week and a half.
He was ready to move in. That room's for him, right?
He literally called my guest room, the room I'm currently potting in, his room.
All right, so you're in Nar's room. You're not in your pod room.
This man left his sandals and his bong in my closet.
I love that. Is it still there?
No, unfortunately, it's not. My wife was like, why is there a
I
bong in a closet?
was gonna say your wife was definitely not cool with that at that point.
No, no. So
That's great. Yeah, no, I met him. I think I met him. He's played in some of the dodgeball tournaments for the holiday tournament. And I want to say he also played in the 2v2 last year.
yep,
So I had met him at one of those and stuff. I think I met him somewhere around with like Steffi or something too.
that makes sense.
Always a good one there.
Always together.
Trouble, those two.
I met Nar in Lansdale at Rebounders. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rebounders.
Okay. No, I haven't, but obviously Lansdale, that's where the 2v2 was had when I had played in it.
Rebounders is like this all green knockoff Sky Zone that has poles in the middle of their courts in the on one side in the corners.
Sounds like a real safety concern.
So you could just bait someone like throw at me, and then the last second just jump behind the pole. And they're like, bro, I can't believe you do that. And then you switch sides and then you do it to you. Like, well, that's why I did it.
That's great. I know. I wish I knew about like that back in the day of like how much like Sky Zone and everything, the dodgeball world in general before I finally learned about it.
Much different back in the day.
That's what I've heard. I mean, obviously, I've heard a lot of stories from that, and I'm like, oh wow, like I didn't even know that was a thing, right? Like, it came in newer post COVID essentially, and that was it. That's all
I
I knew.
I think the turning point for a lot of it was going from elite to USA dodgeball and the tours just kind of being nationwide rather than region versus region versus region and then nationals.
Hmm.
So I like it this way.
Yeah, I mean, I love the growth of it and how much it's like, even from when I first started to like seeing it now and
It's
everything.
it's definitely tougher to get out to tournaments, but I feel like when you go out to the tournaments, it just means that much more to see your friends and socialize and catch up with people.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like here with USA Dodgeball, I feel like, I've gained friendships throughout many different, states and stuff just because people are everywhere. Sometimes I feel like you don't even actually know where the person's from.
Yeah, that's true. All right, my next question. How often do you play dodgeball and where do you play?
So currently twice a week. There's a Tuesday and a Thursday league. There is a Friday league upcoming, but I wouldn't consider that 3 times a week just yet because some of our other leagues are stopping. So definitively two. And we just play throughout. Obviously, I play in Philly Dodgeball. We play throughout the city. Our locations usually change just based on the school availability and everything. So, we find a new section. Typically, some of the times we play literally a block away from my work, which is really nice. So I'm like, work here, play here, home here, all within like half a mile.
Wow. Damn,
Yeah,
you
I
can just
mean,
walk everywhere.
I live in pretty much center city area. So I'm pretty close to that. That
Okay.
it makes it nice. Sometimes I gotta drive and I'm like, ah, darn it. I also will bike to places. I like my bike life.
Okay, that's cool, especially in the city.
Yeah, I mean, way easier half the time.
I think I drive like 20 minutes to my league, which isn't bad. I feel like that's 20 minutes is a good time to listen to music or like decompress with a podcast, and then enough time on the way home to also like just take a breath.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I feel like 20 minutes is the typical, like if I do drive, I feel like it's like a 20 minute drive just because of whether it's traffic or things of that sort. It's like whether I want to, whether I want it to take that long or not. It just does.
Philly traffic.
Yeah.
All right, my next question. Can you talk more about your dodgeball community? And also, can you mention some players too in your community or league that others will like recognize?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Philly Dodgeball's community has been amazing. We started as a core like 40 people, I would say. And it's since grown immensely. And obviously that was only on Tuesday nights initially, which is our mixed league. Which, obviously big props to Sam Sayward for starting this community. Essentially she saw this idea because we had these 40 people that were playing every week in our old league, and it took them just consistently not caring about us that she was like, hey guys, wouldn't it be crazy if I just start my own league? Just wouldn't it be crazy? And then next thing you know, she did it. She's that boss. She's that girl. Um and so we all started playing all the time. Then eventually Thursdays came along and our Lavender League. It's such a tight knit group. It's like that community is, I mean, all my best friends are within that community. Nikki, Sam, Caitlin, Marissa, like all those people, they've been there pretty much through most of it. They've been like the family. Like, well, a lot of us end up doing things outside of dodgeball. And granted, it is, the one interesting thing about the community is a lot of our conversations do tend to end up around dodgeball because that is our common interest. That's just typical, I feel like, with your friends, right? Like you talk about whatever common interest you guys have, and that's just for us, it's dodgeball. I think it's really nice to see how much the Lavender League has grown and how different friend groups are created throughout it. And like everyone will talk to everyone. There's not any animosity, any beef, like we play on the court, but we also go have a great time at the bar after, so it's really nice to see that. And like, when people ask, what do I do? I hate to always just rave about dodgeball, but that is for me what I find so much fun in my life because I have that community. I have people that I see 2 to 3 times a week or 2 times definitely. And then all of a sudden I'll see them 4 times a week because we end up making plans. Let's go to happy hour. Or let's have dinner. Let's go out, like whatever it might be. And obviously being in the city, I feel like does make that easier just because we're all within a certain range versus like a more rural area. But yeah, I mean, like, and I think it's been important with our dodgeball community of like Sam had brought on extra people with like Frankie, Rebecca, other people to help try to offload, I guess, some of the work there, but also just help with things. I'm technically the unofficial welcome committee.
Okay.
I'm also apparently like the tape guru or whatever Sam calls me.
Tape guru.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, there's a tournament here. Can you tape all the courts? So if you ever have a problem with the size of the courts, I guess I'm the person you got to talk to. But I never jip anything. I always measure it right out and get it done like this, that, the other thing, pretty quick in and out. But yeah, no, I can't say anything like how I feel about our dodgeball community is like it's the best out there. I don't know if that's obviously true because I don't know any of the other dodgeball communities and I'm biased against ours, but I do really think it's awesome. And like, like even when it's funny because even when we travel to tournaments and stuff, Philly Dodgeball ends up hanging out with Philly Dodgeball, which is like you guys could see each other any day you want. Don't you want to see any of the other people? But like we just enjoy our time together and we enjoy hanging out. So I really do think our Philly Dodgeball has created this community that is amazing. And like, I also, one more point on that is like the first year when they created the ball, I think that was a great capitalization of a just a reason for a party, but a reason to dress up and get fancy. And like, you see everyone in sports clothes all the time. It's nice to also see people in, fancy clothes.
So
So
for people who don't know, can you go ahead and explain what the dodgeball is?
yeah, so the dodgeball, so it's a dodge ball, emphasis on ball. So they do a little tournament in the morning, and then at night there's an open bar ticket or a non-open bar ticket. And there's music, food, dancing, friendship, biggest emphasis on friendship. And yeah, it's just a great time. Unfortunately, this year it's getting postponed until the following year, just because of when worlds fall and everything. But it's truly like if you haven't been to one, I highly suggest going to one. I know you were there last year. I'm sure you could say you had a great time, or I hope you can. But like big emphasis. I mean, I'm a four-time award winner there, so I'm very
Oh,
I love my dodgeball. So I'm kind of bummed. I'm like, do I get like an honorary award this year because it's canceled? Or how's this work?
I've gone to two. So 2 years ago, I wasn't able to go because it was my wife's baby shower, but I have gone twice. When I first heard the idea, I was like, this is awesome. I need to go. And then they're like, hey, like, we need to get a room because we're definitely going to the ball afterwards. And I was like, I don't know. And then I did it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're definitely getting a hotel the next time we do this again. So,
Yeah. It's necessary. I mean, you can't not get a hotel and just stay over for the night. Like, even if you wake up at, 6 a.m. and drive home the next morning, it's still just nice to celebrate each other and have a great time and like forget about whatever beef was had on the court and just, enjoy your time there.
yeah, it's great. You guys have great food, great I forget the name of the place now. The venue.
Oh, Craft Hall was where we were hosting it the last 2 years. Or,
And the hotel's literally right down the street, which is awesome.
yeah, like a nice stumble home.
I won't go into detail on this, but yeah, we had some interesting Uber rides on the way back this past year.
So there's always some type of interesting moments. I mean, please, my first dodgeball, that was the first dodgeball. And that one was one to remember, to say the least. Or not remember, who knows?
Exactly. Yeah, we my friends and I we all have each other's locations because we
Of
all go to
course, as
tournaments
we
and
all do.
stuff. I think it's kind of important. And we're like, hey, we're so and so. And I pull up their location. I'm like, she's down the block.
I
I
hope you
was,
made it home.
yeah, we all made it back to the hotel, not all together, but
Hey, everyone's on their own journey, and whatever journeys to be had is had.
we had a great night. Some people had a long next morning, but it was a great time overall.
Sometimes that's unfortunate, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. Oh, I know that one.
Exactly. All right, my next question. Do you remember your first tournament?
Yeah. So when I first thought of this, my first thought came to my first USA dodgeball tournament, which was the Erie tournament back in 2022. But then I thought further and I was like, wait a second. I went to Sin City that year. And that was because Jeff Giovinco in our weekly league, he was playing here in Philly at the time. He had come up to me and asked if I wanted to play in this tournament. I had no clue what I was signing up for. Not at all. He didn't even give me much details. But I was just so honored that this guy asked me to play on his team and didn't question anything. And I said, sure. When, where, what do I do? And I had a great time. I played the women's and the mixed division. And it was, like again, that was just a big moment, just being asked by him. But then the one that really sticks out to me is the Erie round, just because that was the first USA, first official like team that was like gonna be a team that I was playing on. That was when we put together the bullies and we went there to Erie and had a great time. And there was I think four women's teams at the time. But like we rocked out, we learned a lot, and that's all I could ask for my first official USA tournament. But also same thing with Sin City, learned a lot there.
Sin City, I feel like can be overwhelming for your first tournament,
Chaos.
but at the same time, I think the environment is great for it to be your first tournament too.
Yes, and I had a lot of great people to help like get my bearings and stuff. And like obviously I had been playing weekly and like I was on a team with Frankie and Jeff. So like it wasn't like I was just thrown into the wolves at that point. Like Mr. Frankie, he won't miss a beat on strategy. So
Yep. And then we played together the following year, Nintendo 69.
Yep, that was a fun one. And that's one of my favorite jerseys. Like, it's I can't believe it's still about your jersey. RIP to that one.
Yeah. As soon as I got home and I'm unpacking the bag, I go, no, I hung it up in the closet because it smelled so bad. I'm like, this cannot be in like an open area.
Yeah.
Forgot to take it out the following morning.
Yeah, I believe that, which like I would have been so bummed in that way. I would have been like, can I order another?
You know what? To be fair, I think I have like 70 jerseys. So,
so do we all.
My wife was like, we got to do something with your closet here. I'm like, do we?
Do we? Because I love all my jerseys.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't get rid of them. Even if I don't wear them, I think it's cool to see and, brings up a lot of good memories.
Yeah, and that's how like even like I hate my first tournament's jersey from Sin City that year, but I just can't get rid of it. Like Jeff, you made an awful jersey. I'm gonna say that right here, and he can hear that.
The red and yellow colors are very vibrant.
Oh, or the stop sign that he added. Like I don't know. There's a lot of things that I could talk about for that. And no, I will not pull it out of my closet for you. So
nope, you're all good here. All right, my next question. Have you had a welcome to dodgeball moment? So this could be something good or bad.
Okay. I would say my welcome to dodgeball tournament was probably at my first tournament. At that Sin City tournament, because I didn't know what I was getting myself into at all. And I walk up, and on my team, the guys that I have is Jeff, Ty Frazier, John Carlo, and Sean. So, like, pretty strong men for what I was seeing there. And I was just like, what? Okay, let's do this. And so, like, I felt like they were very supportive, especially for, like, a new player there, which, like, made me feel very welcomed. And just kind of being like, wait, what did I get myself into? Especially because of how much fun I was having, that I felt like I was hooked.
Yeah, that's a deadly team.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of fun, very grateful for that opportunity. And especially like, I think having Jeff be the one that, thought of me in that moment to ask was just a very like, wow, that means a lot,
Yeah, like this guy wants me to go travel out to Vegas and play in a tournament with him. This is awesome.
Yeah, and obviously I had heard about Jeff, right? Like, like it wasn't unknown that he was like some Team USA superstar, whatever else he is.
ESPN flipping guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, like when that happened, I was like, oh wow. And like, I was I guess 24 at the time. So like, Jeff and I were close in age there on that. So like to see that he saw that, opportunity in me, was definitely very like a feel good moment.
Definitely meant a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, my next question. Do you have any current goals?
I think the biggest one would be making Team USA. Obviously there's the practice. I made the practice squad recently. So gonna give it again, second time here. And go for that. To me, that's one of the biggest goals. The little ones are just stepping stones. Not really anything big to talk on, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's a great goal to have.
Yep.
It's right around the corner too. You'll find out in a few weeks.
Yep, exactly.
it's,
Few weeks. That's all it is.
it's
Only
coming
found
right
out a few
up.
weeks ago. Come on now.
Oh man. Yeah. I was dealing with some shoulder stuff last year
Uh-huh.
and
Here.
what?
Same here.
And I was stretching the other day and I'm like trying to fire up my shoulders. And I thought I tore part of my rotator cuff stretching. I was like, bro, no way. Like my shoulder always kind of clicks and grinds, and I'm
Oh,
trying
see.
to work on that without getting cortisone shots. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm just like, dude, there's no way this happened 3 weeks before selection camp.
Yeah, I know that one. I definitely know that one. Biggest thing, you just got to keep yourself healthy. And that's, one of my things for myself, just keeping myself healthy because I tend to do that as well.
That's good. I feel like once you either play too much dodgeball or you hit a certain age, maybe like me, I feel like you're
Both
just
or both.
managing, or both. I feel like you're just managing injuries, which kind of sucks. So I think for this year, me personally, I'm like, you know what? I have scaled back a lot on the tournaments compared to last year. And I'm like, you know what? Even at like open gyms, I don't think I'm going to play that much. Or I think I'm just going to pick and choose when I should be playing.
Yeah. Try your lefty game out. There was a point I was playing lefty just like locally for a while just because my shoulder was injured and I was like I can't be throwing my like right arm out like that, like I need to save it for the bigger moments and stuff. So I started teaching myself a little lefty, a little it ain't anything crazy, but like it'll get people here or there. I'm also just, like especially in like our lavender league, I can just be a scare factor on the court. People see me and they're like, and I'm like, am I that scary, guys? Jeez. Sorry. Sorry.
Believe it or not, it's actually my left shoulder, not my right shoulder.
Oh, well, then why does it hurt when you throw?
I think it's more of like a stability thing, like the strength is there, but it's a long story. We won't get into it.
Well, that's a shame. So I don't really have a solution for you on that one.
Throw more
Throw with
ready.
your foot?
Yeah, maybe. All right, my next question. What advice would you give to yourself when you first started playing dodgeball?
Uh, yeah. I think, well, when I first started playing dodgeball, I don't think I knew what I was getting into. I thought I was just playing a little rec weekly league, I didn't think I was gonna go travel, try out for Team USA, everything else. Um, but overall, I think I would tell myself to just be patient, to learn the game. I don't think I realized how much strategy went into it. But just learning that and like even just seeing everyone else and like obviously when I had first signed up free agent, I saw teams were using some strategy and my team was not. They were just see ball, throw ball, catch ball, probably not catch because they weren't very good. Um, but like, like definitely try to just, you know, understand the game. Don't be afraid to ask questions, everything else along with that. And also, I do think another advice that I would have given myself is that it's okay to say no to some things of tournaments and stuff because it adds up. It gets expensive. And like definitely my first year, I was yes man all around of like, yeah, I'll go, let's go. Then I started to like become more selective with things of like, okay, I can't go to everything. It's and especially as times have gone on and prices for flights and everything else have just gotten more expensive. Like I can't go to it all. I can't.
I think that's some great advice. I feel like you kind of have to be selective, and like when you first get into it, of course you're going to say yes to everything because you're just falling in love with the sport, and you
Mm-hmm.
want to get as good as you can, as quickly as you can, and go out to everything and meet everyone.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been playing for you said 6 or 7 years now, so you're like, I don't know if I want to go play in this.
Yeah. And like competitively, like definite 4 to 5 years on that. So like, and again, first year and a half, I went all in. And I was like, all right, let's slow your roll. Then last year, I kind of, took some time off just with my injury for my shoulder, trying to rehab it and everything, which gave me that break. And, like, okay, this is good. Like you needed this to like not be going all the time. And also for me, I hate to travel in the summer, so like I don't really love to go places then.
Hmm.
And like the tournaments end up being in the summer.
A
So
lot in the summer.
especially this year, I'm like,
Oh,
mm, mm-mm.
a little rough.
Especially when you live on the East Coast and there's like a beautiful shoreline that has some nice sun and beaches and water. Yeah, no, not
I don't blame you.
that beaches for me.
All right, my next question: favorite ball type, least favorite ball type, and why?
So I don't. I have a hard time picking foam or cloth as my favorite. I'm gonna pick foam because I play it more often. Um, I don't play enough cloth to put it as my favorite, but I do love cloth. It's so goofy and like just not your typical dodgeball that it's just like so fun to me. No sting is definitely my least favorite. Biggest reason is it just sucks. I broke my hand in 2024 nationals
Playing no sting?
playing no sting.
Oh my God.
Um, I had a boxer's fracture, so as if I punched a ball.
Who did it? Call him out.
I don't know which guy it was, but the team name was Crush. They
Oh,
literally crushed my
okay.
hand.
I think that's like an LA team, LA based
Yeah,
team.
they literally crushed my hand. I had a ball in my hand and was blocking, and I don't know if it hit the ball here or hit straight to my hand here, but literally was broken like right here.
Oh my God.
And I knew it right away. I went right off the court. I did then continue to play, made a great catch. I think I caught Ty back in because Ty was playing with us that year. And it was like, Ty, go finish this, please, because I'm in a lot of pain. But yeah, so I will hate no sting. I don't play mixed no sting anymore. I've only played, I don't really try, I try not to play women's no sting either. My little caveat there is like the Lavender League, I'll still play if it's no sting, but we did recently switch to foam. So I'm hoping I get away from no sting in general. I wouldn't be mad if no sting never came around again.
Ooh, preach.
Listen, I said what I said. That's that.
I agree with you. I think I think some changes could be made, and I think just not having no sting in like USA tours would be an easy one for me.
It's, to me, I'm also like even with the USA tours, I'm like you. There's people don't even want to really go and play them anymore, especially with like the one ball type weekends. I do feel like people are not as inclined anymore. I don't know. That's looking at some of the, attendance, I feel like just for some of the tournaments.
I think for like some of the locations, just been a little bit tougher to want to go there, and then also to travel to get to go there. And I'm not talking shit about USA Dodgeball. I think everything that they've been doing has been really good, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of thought and intention behind it. But I do feel like if they might have changed the locations a little bit and they changed it to foam, because like in Minnesota, I know for men's, I think there was 28 teams at the very end, and then for mixed, I think it was like 42 or 40. Like that's
Yeah.
a great number.
Yeah. No, and I think the location also just has to do with it a lot. And especially when it's not really close to airports or anything else, it just adds to um, you know, adds to one the expenses that we all put in for. And just in general, like, making it more challenging and, is it worth it type things.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Just challenging. But like again, claps to USA because they've been doing great things and like, putting on these great tournaments and everything else.
I think it's also really important that they're trying different things, and I think it's okay to fail fast. So they probably see the attendance and everything, and they're probably, I'm sure they're already thinking ahead of next year already.
Oh, definitely. I feel like they're on top of their game, like on that.
Yeah. All right. My next question: what's the biggest challenge you faced in dodgeball so far?
Uh, I feel like my answer here would be injuries. Injuries seem to come at the worst timing. Um, Back in 2024, obviously when I broke my hand, right after that, I found out I made practice squad.
Oh no.
So there was the practice. I couldn't play. It was
Rough.
my left hand, so like I still could throw, but like I couldn't. Um, then came the combine. The day before the combine, I rolled my ankle. So like I just feel like the injuries have been like almost my biggest challenge. Because I still push through them just as that like, growing up as an athlete, you just push through it, you put a little band-aid on it, work through it. But I do feel like, the injuries at the worst timing is such a challenge. And like, again, that comes to taking care of your body and like, obviously a big thing now has been, okay, let's focus on your health and keeping yourself well because those moments back in 2024 and early 2025 were definitely disheartening.
Crossing my fingers for you in Arizona in like 3 weeks.
Well, it's fine. I already got the rolled ankle out of the way a few weeks ago. So
Oh yeah, you're good.
we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Knock
A,
on
f-
some wood.
a few more months, right, for your next injury.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hopefully, we're like, we can go like years. I'm okay with years if we do that.
My
uh,
next question, do you have any role models slash mentors in the dodgeball community?
I mean, shout out to like the Philly people that, brought me in, got me started, um, in the competitive scene. That being, Jeff, Frankie, Rebecca. Um, Also like one of my ones that in my first year of travel dodgeball, would have been Lisa Fox. I had the opportunity to play with her at FDC, in late 2022 and just had like just learned so much. You know, I at that point I think like she had been on Team USA and everything else. And just the knowledge that I was able to gain from that experience and then like, from creating a friendship there, to then learn those things. Definitely puts those people at the top of my list.
I think living in Philly, especially getting into sports as a female, that's probably the best city in all of America to pick up dodgeball.
Definitely. I mean, we're putting out almost four women's teams. Like I don't know. I like, do any other cities have four women's teams? I don't necessarily think.
Maybe New York City,
Yeah.
um, maybe Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Arizona. I don't think so though.
Maybe LA was my thought. But again, like I feel like we at least have three definitely consecutively traveling. Even 3 to 4 on that, which is like to me it's just awesome. Like we grew it almost overnight. Like word of mouth, people just getting hooked, us just having a good time. Um and it's just actually like pretty awesome to watch and be part of.
Hmm. When I heard, I think it was last year that Alyssa was moving down to Philly, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I love that for her because that's going to be, she's going to learn so much down there.
Yep. So when she moved down and she signed right up, and I think I was actually the captain that season, and she was on my team, and obviously saw her play, and then I like kind of approached her, and I was like, yeah, yeah, like, are you trying to play competitively? Like immediately missed no beats on that. I was like, and she's like, yeah, I heard there's like two competitive teams. I was like, well, if you're interested in aggression, like, let me know. I might be the right person to talk to. I don't know. And so, like, wasted no time there on making that connection, and been a great pickup ever since.
Yeah, she started in, well, I don't know if she started, but when I first met her, she was playing in semi-pro,
Yep.
and this was the first season, and now we're on season 3 of semi-pro. But I remember the first few tournaments I saw her play, I'm like, she's very raw, but she has so much talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was great to see. And, to semi-pro, I still trying to get myself to finally make it to one of those because I really do want to, get that chance to, sub in or whatever else is. I think last year I got asked to be actually on a semi-pro team, but I just couldn't make that monthly commitment that was necessary at the time. So, but definitely on my list of things that I want to play in and stuff.
I love it. This is the third year I've done it. I've done every tournament that they've had there for semi-pro for 3 years,
Wow.
except for the next one because it's during selection camp.
I feel like you got to pass on that.
Yeah, I hate letting my team down though.
Yeah, yeah. You just got to find someone to sub in for you that'll be you.
We're coming off the dub too. We got the championship, we got the medals and everything. So the way that semi-pro works, you win a belt every month, and then you
Okay.
bring that belt back. So I'm like, all right, someone's got to bring the belt down now. Hopefully we win and we bring the belt back. So
Yeah. Oh man. So did you find a sub for yourself there on that, or you guys have
not yet.
players?
So the way it works is you start on a franchise, so it's two guys and two girls, and then there's a draft pool and everyone has a draft. And then from there, if you can't make a tournament, they'll have a draft the Wednesday before the tournament. So anyone that didn't get drafted is in that pool, and then you can draft from that pool.
Okay.
So there's 8 teams right now that are playing in semi-pro. So we probably are at 7 just because one of the teams couldn't make it because we won the last one. So now we're at the very bottom. Um, Andrew's team, Andrew and Tara, they didn't play in this last one just because the Philly tournament was at the same day.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We had to play cloth.
Had to,
Had to.
no brainer.
Yeah. Tara didn't even play in that. I just thought about that. I was like, wait a second. Tara didn't play.
So we don't know who. I have a good idea of who's in the pool right now, but we won't have that draft until the Wednesday before, and the team
Okay.
might just want to run 4 guys. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, listen, sometimes you don't want to sub. I get that. I understand that for sure.
I never want to sub.
Trust me, same. And I get a lot of shit for it. So that's where I was watching what I say because people are like, oh, I'm like, listen, I'm young. I don't know. Sorry. I just want to play dodgeball all day, every day.
Yep, yep. All right, my next question. What was the path to the current team you play on?
Alrighty, we going here. um, so when I first started, I was on the bullies. That was a big challenge that I had faced at one point of I wanted to very much play more competitively once I got that itch. That itch was real. Um, and there were some core Philly dodgeball women, as we were all playing together. And some of us had decided it was time for another team. I recognize looking back, that I probably didn't handle it the right way. Self reflection's great. I was young and stupid, is what I tell myself. And it was difficult, but we worked through it. We've all talked about it. Everything's good. But that led us to then aggression. And aggression's been a team since mid 2023. We finished third at nationals last year. And it's to us, aggression is a homegrown team. It's majority Philly based, and it was always Philly based. This past year, we have made some pickups that are a little outside Philly, but still, for the most part, Philly based. And that's something that we love to have that because I feel like that's not typical where there's a team just from one area. But it's nice that Philly has a few teams that are very Philly based. You think of aggression, you think of Happy to Be Here, the Bananarca team, the Supernova, all the teams that have come up. Philly seems to stick together. So Yeah, that's kind of the path of how we got to aggression. Looking back, maybe I wish I picked a better team name when I decided that. I don't know, because I was the one that started it and made that name. Hindsight 2020. At the
I
time,
love
I don't know.
I love the name. That is such a Philly name.
I mean, and it's very fitting for all of us. The name kind of was inspired because when we were playing back in pre-Philly dodgeball era, our rec league, we would always scream maximum aggression, and we would just scream maximum aggression, kind of go off and do our thing. So then it just kind of became the thing of like aggression, and so that's kind of how we ended up here. And almost 3 years later, here we are.
Jerseys are fire too. I had a jersey swap with Sam in Minnesota.
There we go.
Uh-huh. One of my favorite jerseys to wear now.
White or black?
The black one.
Okay.
Yes, I am definitely a I like the lighter colored jerseys, but the dark ones I love because there's just a fierce, aggressive, like kind
Mm-hmm.
of intimidating, I feel like at times, look.
Yeah. No, I like our new jersey. Our first jerseys, they were meh. I'll give that one out there. But our second, like our these ones, the ones we've been wearing the past year or so, had definitely they're awesome. I love them. They're also very comfortable. Shout out to VC Ultimate. Their material is very light feeling and like comfortable.
Yeah, I have a few VC jerseys and I love them.
Yeah, not all great things about them for sure. One of the ones that there's been some like thick jerseys that I've had, and I'm like, ooh, those they're a little rough. I don't even know the name of which ones they are, but I just know thick ones ain't it. You sweat so much in dodgeball, you do not want a thick jersey.
I have a few jerseys that I love the design, but
Mm-hmm.
the quality sucks. And I'll wear an undershirt or something under it, but I hate doing that. And it's gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? It should just staying in the closet.
Yeah, the jersey ain't worth it at that point. I think
Nope.
that's even the Nintendo 69. That's one of the thicker ones, but I still just love the design. I just have to wear it. It just is what it is, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My next question, build your dodgeball Mount Rushmore of goats.
All right. Is this men's or women's or both? Don't matter.
Whatever you want it to be.
Okay. Okay. Um, so first I'm gonna give it to my Philly girl, Sam, just for what she's done for our community, how she's grown it, gotten people in for her own accolades and everything else. Um, I think um gotta give credit to Shota. I feel like he's doing great things for the sport with how much he's given, getting popular on social media. The amount of followers he has and like trying to promote our sport is very big. Um, one another person I'd put on my Mount Rushmore goats. I'm gonna give it to Jeff Giovinco. Just he was for me an important person in my beginning days, and just seeing the player that he is on and off the court and at that level is wonderful to me. And lastly, I'll go two men and I'll go two women. So I'll give this one. Uh, I'm gonna give this one to Alyssa Pandolfi.
Oh,
She, um, coming back from a baby, back at it, made practice squad just recently. I think I don't know actually how long she's been around. Again, obviously I was in the community way later than everyone else, so I don't know how long people have been around. I'm new here essentially, but to me, she's one that always stands out to me. Good vibes, great player, all of it.
that is a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long she's been around. That's a really good question.
Yeah, I straight up don't know, but to me, she's one that has always stuck out to me. Very very friendly too, which is nice. And yeah.
Yeah, great Mount Rushmore of goats. All right, and my last question, do you have any other hobbies than dodgeball?
Well, as we all know, dodgeball is life. That's as simple as that. But I do play some softball on some of my other free nights of the week, which is rare. Um, but I play on Monday nights some softball. And then the other, like, 2 nights of the week that I have to myself, I like to cook. I like to, make good meals. I find enjoyment out of that. Whenever I'm with like my family and stuff, I'm usually the one that cooks. I've actually been the one, like when we've hosted Thanksgiving, I've cooked for like 30 people at our, like for the family and stuff. So that I consider that kind of one of my hobbies. I really like grocery shopping, which is like weird, but like that's I don't mind when I have to go do that. It's like one of my the other chores. I'm like, no, please no. Give me the grocery shopping and cooking. That's all I need. I don't know if
When
they
I
can
go
sit
grocery
there.
shopping, I'm in and out. I'm in there for less than 5 minutes on my dart.
Well, see, I love it, but I also make it efficient. Like some days I walk home from work and I'll stop at Trader Joe's on my walk, and I'm still home in like what normally. So it's like a 15-minute walk home. I'll be home still within a half hour. And like so like less. I don't even think it's 15 minutes in the grocery store, but like because I'm on a mission. I mean, I don't need much. I'm one person, so like you don't need much, but I go in with a plan and I execute that plan.
Nice. We're on the same page there. 'Cause sometimes when I go grocery shopping or just shopping in general with my wife, she's like stopping at stuff, and I'm like, we have a list. Like,
Like list, hello, pay attention.
yeah.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I have. Let's move on to questions from the people. Thank you to everyone who sent them in. We have a lot. Are you ready?
Let's go. Let's get into this.
Some of them are funny names. So, Juju Beans, don't know who that is. She asked, how did you get so good at dodgeball?
This is a friend from high school here, so she probably don't know much about dodgeball, but to me, obviously I have the background of softball, but practice, playing all the time, the more you play, the better you get. I've been playing weekly consecutively for 4 years, bi-weekly for 2 years. So, I'm just going to continue to improve by, doing that, practicing, working on things, trying to focus on different, aspects of the game.
Great answer. All right. Next question from Carolyn Browse. She asks, didn't you secretly want to pitch in high school?
So this is actually my high school softball coach. But that is correct. I could throw the heat. I just couldn't place the accuracy. So I couldn't actually pitch in high school as a softball player. But luckily, I finally figured out that accuracy here in dodgeball. And I get to live out my pitching dream just as a dodgeballer. Everyone's always so impressed with it. I mean, like, I just have that background that I learned it. I just figured it out, and I always wanted to. And it's even funny because still playing softball now, granted, I'm playing slow pitch. They try to get me to pitch there. And I'm like, we don't want no, I don't want to do that. Like, especially because like you need like a 6 foot arch in softball. No, not for me. I can throw the speed. That's what I'm better at.
I had to pitch for one of my softball leagues one time for 1 week because our pitcher went on vacation and no one on the team was willing to do it. And I was so determined to do it. And I pitched 2 games. One of them was actually pretty good.
Okay.
And I was like, because I feel like everyone's just looking at you, and it is tough to pitch in softball. Like it is tough. And in this league, there was a mat like behind home plate, and home plate was a strike.
Okay.
But having the mat, if it doesn't land on the mat, then it's not a strike. So
Yeah.
like there's no umpire discretion. And they knew like, yo, I don't think this guy could pitch. So it was just a shit ton of walks.
Oh, that's challenging.
But the first game, I'm like, all right, I have a few drinks here, loosen up, relax here a little bit, men's softball at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Did pretty good. The second game, I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. I think I got this. Got chilled.
Yeah, that's how my experience has been. So at one point I was playing softball on Monday and Wednesdays, and the Wednesday league was more of like it was an architecture like beer league type thing. So there was no umpires, no nothing. There was no balls and strikes. You could have as many pitches as you want, essentially. And so I felt more comfortable pitching there because I didn't have to stick to a count. Then I tried to pitch one time in our like our actual more intense league that has balls and strikes and an umpire and stuff. I couldn't hit a walks on walks, and I then because then you start stressing out, and then you're doing worse. Like
You're in your head. Your team's like, "Oh, come on, Jill, you got it." You're like, "Shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear that right now. I actually don't need to hear that right
yeah,
now."
like you're then you start like sweating because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Yeah. It's I haven't done it since.
I don't blame you. All right, next question from Jackie Galang. She asks, "What's your secret to that underarm slash softball throw? Because it's insane."
Well, thank you. So I was actually a catcher in softball. And because I was a catcher, obviously I would warm up the pitchers. And when I would warm them up, I would pitch back with them. And so essentially I kind of self-taught myself the snaps and the timing. Again, kind of led back to the last question of like, didn't I secretly want to be a pitcher? Yeah, kind of. Because that's what I was doing. I was just teaching myself how to do it. And then when I finally came around to dodgeball, and I think I had saw like one or two girls do it at one point, and I was like, I can definitely do this. And I just whipped it out, and I work on it and continue to like take it out when I can.
I'm so jealous of players that have that in their arsenal because you can't really practice against it because not enough people do it. And then the
Mm-hmm.
balls cut different ways. And now, if someone does it and I know that they're going to do it, I just drop my ball and I go for the catch because I feel like it rises a lot.
Yeah,
But also, there's some players like there was a Canadian girl last year at Minnesota that I could pre-dodge left, I could pre-dodge right, I can go low, I can jump. She had me every time. I'm like, this is actually crazy.
yeah, yeah. There's some people. I mean, and I feel like those people were actually pitchers, where they actually can like do that stuff. But like, I do feel like, yeah, with a pitch, I mean, because you're coming under and up, the ball tends to I feel like rise. So especially some of these bat end balls, they'll always do that. But it's people aren't usually ready for that, and sometimes it just comes in low, hits your foot. The full mix of things.
So, what is the trick behind it? Because I've tried it a million times and I think I might be doing it wrong because my palm is facing down when I release it.
So your palm, so like when you go around, you need to kind of keep your palm all the way like through the back of that. And you always want to be releasing around your hip.
Okay, I'm definitely releasing way too late because the ball will go like 15 feet up in the air. And I'm like, how do they do this?
Yeah, so you want it right around your hip. And that's kind of like what I learned when I was like the catcher with the pitcher of how to release it on time. That's kind of where you're trying to release it, right around the hip.
I might have to try it
Trying
out.
to keep your hand straight on the back side. Like doesn't matter what you do here, but when you're going around, you want it as straight to release the ball, like, with
Hmm.
with the ball heading out straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Try
add
it.
to
See
my
how it
bag. I'm,
goes.
I'm, I'm gonna try it.
You should. Why not? I mean, hey, that might help your arm.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, it actually feels better on my arm. So like that's just I don't know if that's just natural how it is, but it's always sometimes if my arm will be hurting, I always will go like an underhand.
Way less stress on your arm.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Next question from Pierce McKenna. He asks, "How do I overtake you to become the better McKenna?"
You can't. Next question, please. No, I'm just kidding. Whoever makes Team USA first. That's how you can overtake
Oh,
me. I don't know.
what if you guys both make it?
uh 1v1. I don't know. Well,
Okay.
he's going for cloth. I'm going for foam. So I don't know. I think we got to go for the same ball type to be able to have this conversation.
You guys, if you haven't, have to jersey swap.
So we have we that was I think like one of probably my first official jersey swaps was I have an Atlanta Threat one and he's got a Bullies one. So
Nice.
I mean it had to happen. Why not? I mean, at that point, is it even almost a jersey swap? It's my own thing.
True. Yeah, very
Yeah.
true.
No, I was honored when he sent me a message asking the jersey swap.
He also has a cool idea of he always trades or tries to trade, I think, with players who also wear number 4.
That's awesome. I like
Hmm.
that idea.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Pierce asks one more question. He asks, build a roster with only people that share a last name. Only catches, no relationships, so no siblings and no spouses.
This is hard. Obviously, like, you would think obviously I want to like take like the Hashimoto's, but like they're siblings, so you can't. Obviously I'm gonna pick myself and Pierce. I would take Brenda Kramer and Joey Kramer because as you learned last week, they're not siblings.
Mind blown on the pod.
And then this is where then I struggled because I was like, who has the same last name? But I would take Kendall Smith and then Nate Smith. He's a local Philly boy.
Okay.
Um, and then I would also take like Ryan Brown. And there's a Kayla Brown, I think, in dodgeball.
Okay.
Listen, took a lot of thinking, but we got there.
I thought of so many people, and I'm like, no, they're siblings. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or they're married.
Well, I at first I was like, well, would Giovinco's work if I did like Emily Giovinco and Jeff Giovinco?
Oh,
Would that like hack the system? But also, I don't know.
no relationships, no siblings, no spouses. Yeah, that's a good one.
So I did think about that because that was like a, but again, it kind of was like a they're still related in that way.
Dan Fernald and then Jesse when she gets married to Zach.
There you go. I could do that, but they're not there yet. So, we gotta wait
Mhm.
another year for that one.
All right. Next question from Tara Maloney. Tara asks, what is 20s Club and why is it the best club ever?
So this is an ode to the youth. We were when we first all started, so Tara, Michaela, and I, we're all that same age. And one day we just said everyone was like, bonding about their age and they're all in their 30s, and we were just like 20s club. And we always high five to it. And it just irks the older people so much. And we're just here for laughs on it. We're like, we're just here for a good time. I don't know. And it's the best club because it's exclusive. You can age out of it. I only have one more year in it. So I'm aging out soon. But until then, we're living our best lives here.
I was just doing the math. I'm like, she's either 28 or 29 right now.
Yeah. Yeah. 29. So, we'll be out of it soon. But in this last year, we got to live it up. Michaela's actually about to hit 29. She's part of the birthday crew this weekend. So
Okay, Mitch.
yeah, well, again, like I said, apparently a lot of Taurus energy here in this Philly crowd.
Let's go. When you're talking about the Taurus energy, I'm like, tourists? Huh? What is she talking about?
Yeah. Like Sam Sayward's also a Taurus. Kaylin, Michaela, there's another girl, Vargas. There's a good amount of apparently people that have been raving about it. I'm like, no, sorry. I don't know. I don't get it.
No clue what I am, not into horoscopes or anything.
I just know mine. I'm like, okay, what does that mean?
I feel like you could be any of them and you'd be like, oh, I can relate to that. Or like your horoscope, you're like, wow, that was so right. And it's like, yeah, because you're just trying to find the connection to it. Of course it's going to be right.
Yeah. I'm technically an Aries. I don't know. That's what I heard.
I don't even know what month that is.
So I'm a March Aries. There's March and April Aries because of like when it is. But so end of March, beginning of April. Or
My birthday is September 23rd, and it's either the first day of one of them or the last day, I think.
yeah, I don't know what you are. I told
No
you I'm not good
clue.
at this here.
Yeah, don't
I'm
care
putting myself on
either.
blast here on this. I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but sorry, never said I was good at
Oh man.
that.
All right. Next question from Brittany Morales. She asks, aggression seems to be a team that feeds off of each other's energy. What are some of the best ways to encourage team morale if you're facing a deficit?
That's a great question. Um, very deep, very real. We are a really big chemistry team. Um, we obviously hang out on and off the court, so we always have that chemistry. We, we're all most of us are from Philly, so we play with each other often. But it can be frustrating, but it's definitely important to not bring that on the court. And we always try to keep our energy high to lift each other up and to keep up the vibes. Like in those moments, if we're facing a deficit, we're trying to encourage each other, try to remind ourselves to have fun. If someone's in their head, we'll tell them up and out, get out of that space because it definitely affects us all. That's part of it. It's great to play with your best friends, but it also can be challenging in that time. I think we've definitely grown significantly since from where we started to now, just even with like the chemistry that we have and also just like how we all are. But it's definitely something we've worked on to not let, if someone's energy is off or down, to not let it ruin the whole team vibe. We try to find a way to encourage each other and get out of that space, because when we're in that space, we're not doing well.
I feel like it's definitely a lot tougher for you guys too, just because you guys are friends on and off the court. Or for a lot of teams, like yes, you can say that, but you guys actually live in the same city. Like I'm friends with everyone on Fallout, but we live in like 7 different states, so it's we don't have that bond that you guys have.
Yeah, and that's something I always like. I'm pretty open about that. Of like, I love playing with my best friends, but it's also very tough in that
Hmm.
way because, like sometimes you just want to make sure no one takes it personal in that way, even though it's not trying to be personal. Like
Hmm.
because of just how close we are, we talk almost daily. Like, it's not always about dodgeball talk. It's about life. It's about everything. Like everything else. Like obviously, like Sam and I were in Nikki's wedding. Like like we're that close that it's more than dodgeball. That those are our best friends we're talking about. So, but I think the biggest thing for team morale, we just try to always pick each other up and try to like remember to be we're there for the same reason. And dodgeball's not worth it at the end of the day for like our friendships. So like, we try to never get into any type of anything too complicated because that's not what we would want for our friendships.
Hmm. You guys could also just yell maximum aggression.
You know what? Maybe I'll suggest that next time.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's what you guys used to yell, right? And then, well, before you guys were aggression
Yeah, exactly.
to
But
bring it
that's
back.
that's where we just scream aggression when we cheer, and then or I don't know if it's as much like that, but
All right, we got a bunch of questions from John Michael Liam.
John
First,
Michael, I am.
Liam, the photographer, I think from Philly, right?
John Michael, I am.
Oh, that. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Gotcha. I was
We love
like,
JM.
question.
No, well, at first I read it and I was like, what the hell? And then I figured it out. I was like, I think it's this. But we love JM. JM's a real one.
First question: cloth or no sting?
100% cloth. Fuck no sting. That word should not even exist. It stings. Why is it no sting? It stings.
Good question.
That's a question for someone that can answer it.
Next question: build your dream team.
Do I have to be on the stream team?
Yes, you have to be on it.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. So I'll start with myself. I'm gonna pick Sam Sayward. I'm gonna pick your Connecticut local, Ashley Elder. I'm gonna go with one of her flex mates, Lisa Fox. Then I'm gonna go with KD, Sam Greco. I mean, how could you not after that thing final, or just any of when she pops off. And then Grace Rowan.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
Half invasion, some aggression, and then you got Ashley
and
and
flex.
yeah.
Mix of invasion, flex, and aggression. Give it all.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Describe dodgeball, but in four emojis.
Oh, isn't there like a dodgeball emoji or like,
Red ball. Oh, handball emoji.
handball? Can you really tell in the emoji? I don't think so. So I'm gonna say that emoji. Um, Definitely the fire emoji because one, I'm always like really hot at dodgeball and probably pretty fiery. Um, Definitely probably like
I got two good ones for you if you're stumbling here.
yeah, what do you got for me?
For you. Chili emoji, spicy, aggression.
Definitely. I'm
And,
always
and the
really
other one is the evil devil, but like the
oh,
smiling
the
one.
purple one. Yeah. That's actually like always me. Like I feel like it's funny because like I try to be like smiley, but I'm really just like devilish in that way of like just like having a good time, goofing around. But like that is a good one. I like that one.
Jill's on demon time.
Always. Why not?
All right, next question. No ball block, but full team, or you versus a 1v5?
Ooh, what team am I playing against?
Mm,
So that kind of depends on my answer. Like, I
hmm.
mean, like I love a 1v5 because it's a challenge, right? Like and it's a feel good moment when you win that. But I also like no block. But I also feel like sometimes no block with a full team can turn badly really quickly.
Oh yeah. Like I
Like
feel like a lot of
all of a
them
sudden your whole team's out.
within 30 seconds.
And you're like, guy, that's the worst when you look around and you're like, I'm alone. Okay.
Do you
Okay.
want to hear something crazy that happened on Monday during our playoffs?
Yeah.
So it's no ball block. Well, it's the game for no ball block. We won it. We now force the no ball block for the tiebreaker. We play the normal 3 minutes, then it turns into no ball block. I get hit in the left corner, and it ricochets off of me, and it gets three other people out within the first 20 seconds of the game. And then it's just like two people, and I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. And I squared up to the ball. It's not even like I turned my body. It just hit me at the worst angle
Oh
possible.
my gosh. That's actually awful.
Four outs. Like, I haven't seen that. I mean, I've definitely seen that, but that's not something you ever really see.
I feel like the only time like I feel like the most you see is like a three. Four is really rare. The fact that it happened, that's really unfortunate. Like, did you win the game after that or
Nope.
yeah, I mean on that one you kind of got screwed and that was that.
It's like, my bad, guys.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
So, what are you taking, the no ball block or 1v5?
I'm taking the 1v5.
I feel like it'll get into no ball block anyways, the 3 minutes.
Yeah. And like, I mean, again, still depends what team I'm playing on that for that answer, but like 1v5. That's
Okay.
that's my take.
What are three songs you listen to before a tournament?
Um, I'm gonna go with Shots, Hideaway, and Sweet Dreams. The only reason I'm saying those three is because they're my alarms.
Shots.
Oh, well, so that was a move that I made an alarm, and sometimes like it'll randomly be the one that I turn on. I turned it on for my friend's wedding. Or like I literally bought the song to make an alarm for my friend's wedding to be like, okay, let's get up, it's time to party. And every so often I by accidentally turn that alarm on, and then I'm always like aggressively woken up, and I'm like, okay. But in seriousness, like whatever, usually like just whatever pump up jams are on the playlist for that morning.
Okay. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion.
Listen, sometimes that, sometimes other things, you know?
Can't believe Clay would cheat on Meg.
I know. Disrespect.
The group chat was educating that whole situation this past weekend.
So
I was
that's
like,
why
"What
you're
happened?"
this.
Yeah. I was like, "All right,
Hey,
guys,
how
we're
are we
gonna
so
play two
knowledgeable on
hours of
this,
Meg."
Ryan?
Huh?
How are we so knowledgeable on this here, Ryan?
No, I got cultured 1,000%. I was like, "Who?" I did know Meg, but I was like, "Oh, damn, okay."
Yeah. Oh man. Learn something new every day, right?
The memes of Clay Thompson are hilarious. Like I saw one and it's Patrick Starr, but with Clay's face on it, and it's a cartoon, obviously, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I literally have it as a sticker on my phone.
Oh, we love some good stickers. I hope I get that sticker in a text later.
I'll send it to you.
Uh,
All right. I've got a few more here. What is your favorite place to play on the court and your least favorite?
I feel like the obvious answer of like favorite would be like corner. I don't really have a preference right or left. I tend to play right more just because no one on my team ever wants to run, and I say, okay, fine, I'll run. But I have definitely like when I first started playing, I played the left more. So again, I don't really have a preference there. At the thing, I was middle Jill, and middle Jill was middle. I heard good things about middle Jill. So like I don't really feel like I have a least favorite. Like I'm flexible with it. I go where the team needs me, and that's kind of my take on it.
The good answer. You hear that, USA coaches?
Frankie listening?
All right, question from Nikki. What's been your favorite tournament so far, and why was it Arizona back in 2023?
I feel like I have to answer Arizona back in 2023. What if I don't want? So I would say my favorite tournament was the thing in 2024. That was the first thing that I played in. I played with LFG as a sub or like a guest player there. And we made it to the finals. We took second. So I have a second place thing medal. So that's I think where it becomes my favorite. And there was a lot of big moments that I had personally in that game. There was later on in I think it was like the second half, I had won a 1v3, making the game a 4-5 score. We were still down a point, but still it was a 3-5 game and I made it a 4-5 game. So that was just a very big moment for myself, especially very early on. I guess clearly, oh, I guess that was 2024. But so in Arizona 2023, that was also one of my favorite favorite tournaments for just like vibes and everything. So fun fact, I've actually the past 4 years, 3 years, the past 3 years, I've been traveling for my birthday for dodgeball. So that was the Arizona tournament was my birthday weekend. We stayed at a nice Airbnb that had a pool. We went on some hikes. We had a great fancy dinner. You know, like we did the most and had just a great time just hanging out more so. It was actually funny too that weekend. So like Steffi was staying in the house with us and we didn't even know it was his birthday too. We found that out when they're there all celebrating me. And he's like, yeah, so it's my birthday. We're like, oh, happy birthday, Steffi, too.
You guys get the cake, and you're like, "All right, we gotta we gotta put Steffi's name on this cake now."
Yeah, no, literally, like that's what they had to do because they were like, oh my gosh, like we feel awful. Like, how did we? I mean, like they didn't know, right? Like,
That's fair. I feel like I am one of the worst people with birthdays, and I will always like at night get the Facebook notifications. Go on Facebook, clear it out. I'm like, oh shit, it's this person's birthday. Let me go wish them happy birthday.
yeah, no, I get that. And like that was, like a funny moment, but like and obviously that was one of like our first bigger tournaments um in 2023. So definitely a big moment. I've had a lot of, great fun tournaments though. So like it's hard to pick a favorite, honestly.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question from Caitlin. She asks, "What does thanks for being you mean, and why is it your favorite?"
So we have a routine for our local league. It's our version of Cheers. And so we'll, have a drink or take a shot and say, thanks for being you. Kind of just in, our version of cheers and here for a good time, you know. As simple as that. Sometimes we'll just even say it just as just a, moment to reflect and be like, yeah, thanks for being you.
Love it. Love it.
It's the favorite because it's just always for a good time and vibes and, friendship.
Hmm.
Big friendship person.
All right. Next question from Marie. Marie asks, when you first started playing dodgeball, what is the best advice you ever received that got you to the next level?
Uh they're really asking me to go in history and remember all these things. I think so, like, back to my first tournament or before my first tournament, when Jeff Giovinco first ever, tried to recruit me for the tournament, he kind of gave me some advice saying, keep working on all these things. Like, you're already great. You have that potential to be the next level. Keep practicing, keep doing things, keep learning, and just, keep playing. So to me, like, that was really meaningful, that advice. And obviously, like, I didn't even know what I was doing at that point. But I, just had to just, hearing that from someone that's, you know, very influential and important in this space that I was just new coming into
Hmm.
meant just, the world to me.
Yeah, that's some great
He
advice
like
from a great player.
recognized like that.
Great advice from a great player.
Yeah.
All right, we got three more. Marissa Veronelli asks, "What's the secret to ball blocking so well?"
Uh, obviously for me it's kind of just natural. So like, people have asked me this question, like, hey, can you like teach me how to block? I'm like, what do you mean teach you how to block? I don't know. You just do it. Um, but when I do try to then put it into words, I do try to say, like, keep your hands small on the ball, try to get as much grip as you can. Um, Keeping your eyes on the ball that's coming in. And I always like to say, I try to push like, as that ball is being thrown at you, you want to push it away with your blocking ball. That's how I view blocking. Like, I want to always watch that ball and I want to try to meet it to give that force outward too. I don't know if that's the best advice on ball blocking. I always struggle with this one, but that's my take on it.
I feel like too, you mentioned that you were a catcher, so it's a lot of you just locating the ball and having good eyes and staying low.
Yeah. And that's where, to me, like, again, it kind of more is just natural. Like, I don't even think about it. And like, when I've gotten that question in the past of like people trying to be like, yeah, can you help me with this? I'm like, yeah, but can't you just do it? I don't know.
And squaring up too, because if you get low and you square up and you miss your ball block and it's a bad on ball, it's probably just gonna stick on you
Yeah.
or hit you in the face.
But you can also still catch it off your face. Like,
You
trust
you
me,
can.
I've had plenty of missed blocks that then just turn into catches. And I'm like, oh, I got this. Okay, let's go. Oh, catch. I don't know.
There you go. All right, we got two questions from Steve Cannon Dork. For those of us that have played for a while and have plateaued in skill, what are some methods to break through and take that next step?
So I would say finding like one or two things to keep working on and try to focus on. Um, like, find that weak link in your game and keep practicing that. Whether it's like hitting a target, whether it's moving, dedicate a game a week that you're going to focus on trying to catch or trying to dodge or whatever it is that you want to improve on. And do that, like, especially if you're playing weekly, there's so many opportunities. Or even just, meet up with someone and try to, beforehand or after, and just throw balls at each other. That's, I don't know, I I think that that's things that people don't always think about. Um, but it could be like the simple solution.
I think another thing too is just going back and seeing how you got out, obviously, is one. And I also think asking people for advice or asking people just kind of what they saw. So I'll give you a perfect example. In Minnesota, I was talking to Frankie afterwards, and like I'm on the practice squad. I think I want to focus more so on mixed. Frankie's the coach, and we play on the same mixed team. So I'm like, Frankie, what do you think of this weekend? He's like, oh, you're good. And I'm like, no, no, no. Like, I don't want Frankie, like, take your Frankie hat off. I need Coach Frankie right now. Like, tell me what I need to hear. Be
Yeah.
blunt. I need to hear it.
Yeah. Was he blunt? I
He
mean,
said he said everything's pretty good, but he mentioned, and I do this a lot, that when I am falling back from the front line and I know the ball's definitely going to be on me, I'll just fall to my butt and I'll try to catch it like in my pocket. And he's like, you do that a little bit too much. I'm like, okay, now I'm working on it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know Frankie has no problem being blunt, so I figured he was straight up about that. Sometimes he's
Yeah.
almost too blunt.
Yeah.
Props to Christine for putting up with him.
Oh my
That's the real
God.
one. And even Lucci, Lucci's now got to put up with him too.
Yeah, I need to have them both on the pod and be like, listen, I'm going to meet myself. Like, just go off for an hour.
Like, say all you want about him, all the great, good, bad, whatever you want to say.
I'll just ask one leading question. That's all I have to do.
Ooh, just make sure it's something that'll trigger her. Yeah, like, does he clean up his dishes? Something like that. Something
Yeah.
that pisses off your wife. Ask that question.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I have to figure it out.
Maybe just ask your wife what pisses you off that I do.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe she should be on the pod.
Ooh. You know what? Episode 100 is coming up soon.
Ooh.
And I was thinking about maybe having Hannah on, but
Okay.
that's definitely not in her comfort zone. So I don't think that I would ask her to do that.
Okay. Maybe just on for one question. Would you consider that?
Yeah, but then I think she'd mute herself right away. No follow up.
Well, that's where it's only one question, then she can go off and you have someone else on at that point.
That's true.
It's like guest appearance type thing.
I think if she were to be on the pod, it would just be like she's to my left, and then she asks me a question, and then she closes the door and walks away.
Oh man. Is she not a dodgeball fan?
Uh, she loves the I play dodgeball, but she's not into sports.
Okay.
So she understands like so we've been together for 6 years now. And when she first got to meet me and my family and really start to get to know us, she's like, you guys watch sports 24/7, even at like Christmas and Thanksgiving. And I'm like, yeah, like that's normal for us.
Yeah.
But everyone's different.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I mean, I get, especially like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, there's usually like football on. So, I get that. But I also get her point of view. Like, you guys are only ever watching it. Does she ever get you to watch some shows, take a break, or, it's only sports?
He watches Love is Blind, and I'll watch it sometimes. Like, I'm not focusing on that. I'm like in the room. I might be watching a game, or I'm updating notes for like an upcoming bromance show or something, making reels for Connecticut Dodgeball. I'm doing something, but I'm not mainly focused on it.
Background noise.
Yeah, yeah, but it's interesting. It's an interesting show to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen my fair share of episodes, and I always sometimes I'm just like, why am I watching this? But also I'm like, yeah, but it's funny.
I think at the end when they go to the altar and like 90% of the time they say no, it's like no shit, they're gonna say no.
Especially when like you see all the issues that they're having, because obviously they broadcast the issues. They don't all the good times. They're gonna hide that. So it's always like, oh yeah, this why wouldn't they say no? Like, but I do love to see the couples that have worked out on there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them got kids now, the full effort there.
I think what is it like? I can't believe we've been talking about this for like 5 minutes now, but it's like after the show, but they're all like on a stage.
Yeah, the reunion. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, what is this?
yeah. All those reality TV shows always have a reunion.
It's
Always
funny.
drama to happen.
All right, and last question from the people. Who are your favorite dodgeball players to grab a drink with before or after the game? And this is from Steve again.
Okay. Well, since I'm the welcome committee, I think I'd like to say myself. No, I'm just kidding. Jokes aside, Caitlin's always one to be the first one there for a drink. Noelle, Sam, Sayward, Steve, Tom. There's always a good crew like that meets up before or after. We love to, have our social time there. We're very big on that. We don't just show up to dodgeball, play, and go home. That's not really how the core community is. We try to make it where we have friendships and we talk about, oh, how was your day? Oh, how could I also forget Matt? Of course, Matt. But yeah, like we talk about how was your day, this, that, the other thing, or catch up on, whatever it might be. Sure, there might be some dodgeball talk in there, but that's just typical for all of us hanging out.
That's
No
cool.
matter who it is, I love to see anyone out.
Okay. Okay. All right. And that's all the questions that we got from the people. Let's hit that outro. Do you have any closing thoughts slash shout outs?
Well, thank you, Ryan, for having me. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Philly Dodgeball and to Sam for all the work that she's done to make this community. Introduce like everything being introduced to people close and far. Yeah. Shout out to everyone.
And my shout out to you. Thanks for hopping on. I know I low key kind of, I guess, not aired you out, but I was like, tell Jill to check her DMs because I want her on the pod. So my bad.
I was watching the film Friday and I saw that and I was like, damn it, Ryan. Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, shout out to you to coming on. I know this probably isn't your comfort zone, but I'm glad that people get to know you now a little bit better. Shout out my wife and son. I haven't said that in a few episodes. Shout out the Knicks. We're up 3-2, baby. Let's go. Game 2, they lost by a point. Game 3, they lost by a point. They asked them game 5 and game 4. So we'll see. Going down to Atlanta for game 6. They literally just won by 30 points. So I think they'll be okay.
Each game's different. You never know.
I'm excited because I've been a Knicks fan for a long time and they've been bad for a long time.
They have.
And they've been good for a while now and they have expectations, which is great. So I'm excited. I'm always happy for playoffs, but I have a lot of people that are like, what if they don't win it? And I'm like, dude, they didn't make the playoffs for 8 years. I don't care. As long as they're in the playoffs and I have something to root for in April and May and possibly June, like that's all I care about.
Yeah. Well, I hope they do well.
Maybe they'll play the Sixers in a week.
Yeah. Well, the Sixers are. Yeah.
You never know. You never know. The
That's
Celtics
true.
are a cute finesse team.
That's true. That's true. And there's always that, Philly Boston rivalry. So sometimes, Philly can win that. But
Yeah.
anything
And
can happen. That's what we say about sports, right?
that's it. The Celtics shoot a million threes. So if they shoot a million threes and miss, then they lose the game.
Yeah.
My last shout out Connecticut Dodgeball. We just finished up our first season. I can't say enough good things about the league. I'm excited to be able to have created the league with my friends and give everyone a place to play and people to show up and make friends and give everyone a spot to play a sport that I have truly fallen in love with for a long time, and I get to share that with other people.
Congratulations on the first successful season there.
Thank you.
Many more.
Many more. And we also have a Yard Goats game. So it's like double A or triple A, whatever. I think it's double A on Friday. So we actually have a group outing. There's going to be 20 to 25 of us, and it's going to be fun.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun. Good luck with that.
One last shout out. Shout out Jackson. I'm sorry, Jackson. I made an Instagram reel today, and it's like I'm Jackson or I'm Jeans, and this is me before the playoffs. I played on Jackson's team. He was my captain. I forgot to put him in the fucking video.
Listen, you guys do a lot there with the social medias. Trust me, I see it with Sam all the time, and you can't get them all, But do better next time. I don't know.
I always make the video the day before, and I'll look at it the following day because, like, I feel like if you're editing a video for an hour, you're like, yeah, this is fire. Like, post on Instagram. So I always do it the next day because I'm like, this looks like shit, or like, you forgot something.
Yeah,
Didn't happen today. So shout out
you didn't
Jackson.
catch your. Damn, you leaving Jackson out like that. Do better next time.
I will. And one last question: what's one guest you'd like to see on Bromance?
So originally I had other people in mind, but once we talked about Christine, I think I want Christine on the bromance.
Mm,
Christine Gianetto, the better half.
okay, that's a good one.
I think it's time. I mean, she's been around the community for how long? 10 plus years. Finally playing 3 years ago. Maybe a little more now. I don't time flies is what I've realized in this in this dodgeball world. But yeah, I'd love to see Christine on here.
Adding it to the list right now.
I think she'd be fun.
I have some fire guests coming up too, so I'll tease it now. We're gonna have a mailbag next week with Meredith and Amanda.
Oh,
The following week, I'm having Zach Fernald on,
nice.
and then I'll have one more pod, and then I will do my 100th episode.
That's exciting. What do you got something big planned for that?
I do, yeah. I think I know what I want to do, but it's gonna be a solo pod, and there's gonna be a lot of editing, and
Okay.
we'll see. I'm gonna get a little vulnerable. It's not gonna be anything about dodgeball. So
Okay.
that's my little hint.
That's exciting.
Hmm.
So you're just going to ask yourself questions and edit it out so your answer then comes next.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. If it's two me's, one's side by side.
Make sure you change the shirt too in between them.
Oh my God, that's actually hilarious. That would take so long to edit, but that's funny.
You got to keep it entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you. I appreciate you having me on. It was awesome.
Of course. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.